All right, and finally, Frank Maitski, a deputy operating officer, because there are plenty of you from the Santa Clara Valley Water District.
Thanks, Clara. Some of you are probably wondering why is a water district involved in something like this. And so, actually, you're going to see a presentation later this afternoon from Cordell Stewart, Stewart, Cordell, and with the Sonoma County Water Agency. The water agency there was very instrumental in getting the Sonoma program off the ground. And so, about 9 months ago or so, Ann came and brought Stewart down to Cordell down to us and say, hey, look at the wonderful things that they did. Could you kind of do that in your community as well? So that's kind of why we got into it. And my first reaction was, community choice, what? I didn't really know what that was. We're kind of a late bloomer in this whole thing. And I think the important thing to think about from us is that, providing retail electrical service is not in our mission. We're a water supplier and a flood management district, but we do recognize that the role that they play. And so our board, though, is also wants to be green, just like many of the communities around here. And they've asked us to be carbon neutral with our own operations by 2020. And so there's a lot of ways to do that. Most of our carbon footprint is water that's being pumped into the county from the State Water Project. So it's very hard for us to take control of that and really become, carbon neutral. We just can't buy power for that. It's controlled by the state. So we have to be creative. Part of what we do and what we take credit for in that calculation with our board is water conservation. So whenever we have a rebate, we have like 20 different rebate programs for water conservation. Whenever we save water in the home, we also save power. When we save power, we also reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And so we had an interesting discussion. How much credit should we take for that we do? So we came to a methodology, and we're still short. And so what community choice aggregation gives us as an opportunity is, if we would be involved, that's another way that we could take credit for reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the county. But it's not really our mission. And so I think the role we would what I recommended to the board is, I don't think we should just jump out and be leaders in this kind of thing. But if the local community wants us to have a role, we certainly should be open to that and figure out what that role was. And that's kind of where we're at. So that's the role. So I think you'll hear more again about what a water agency can do later this afternoon. Thanks.